You know, the first time I heard about Eid, I thought it was just a holiday. Like how people say, oh, it's Christmas or it's Thanksgiving, just a celebration. Some food, maybe some gifts. That's it. But the more I learned, the more I realized Eid ain't just a holiday for Muslims. It's something deeper, something spiritual, something emotional, something that hits the heart before it hits the calendar. Because see, Eid doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It comes after something. It follows struggle. It follows discipline. It follows sacrifice. It follows worship. And when I heard that, I said, oh, okay, now I get it. Because real celebration, the kind that means something, it always comes after effort. You don't celebrate the starting line. You celebrate the finish. You celebrate after you've done something that changed you. Eid is like that. For Muslims, Eid after Ramadan isn't just about the fast ending. It's about the person they became through the fasting. It's about the patience they built, the self-control they learned, the prayers they made, the habits they improved. It's like a spiritual graduation day, except a diploma ain't a piece of paper. It's peace, it's clarity, it's closeness to God. And there's something beautiful about how Muslims wake up on Eid morning. They don't wake up slow and casual like it's just a long weekend. They get up early, they wash, they dress in their best clothes. Not expensive necessarily, just clean and respectful. They're intentional. They're grateful. They're excited, but not in a loud, wild way. It's a peaceful excitement, like someone who knows God gave them another chance. And then there's the Eid prayer. That prayer ain't quiet. It's big. Public crowds, families, kids dressed up, neighbors standing side by side, people who don't even know. Each other share smiles and salams like they've known each other forever. And that right there is what caught my attention because, in a world where everybody's trapped behind screens and everyone's scared to talk to strangers, here's a day where people come together and the wall between me and them disappears. Eid reminds Muslims that faith ain't meant to be lived alone. And you know what else I found interesting? Before the Eid prayer, Muslims got to give something called zakat al-fitr. It's a charity. But here's the part that got me. You don't give it after the celebration. You give it before. Because nobody should be left out of Eid. Nobody should be sitting hungry while others are eating. Nobody should feel small because they can't afford new clothes or good food. Eid isn't complete until someone else's life is improved. That changed how I looked at it because most holidays today, they're about spending, consuming, buying, showing off. But Eid says before you celebrate, make sure somebody else can celebrate. That's not just a holiday. That's a lesson, a reminder that joy is real when it's shared. That blessings grow when you give. That faith ain't real if you forget the person who's struggling. So yeah, I used to think Eid was just a Muslim celebration. Now I know it's something much more powerful. A moment where a whole community steps back and says, we made it. We changed, we grew, we're grateful, and we're not celebrating alone. That's when I realized Eid isn't an event. It's a transformation with a date. The deeper I went, the more I realized something else. Eid teaches Muslims that life is a balance between devotion and joy. A lot of people think religion is all rules, hardship, seriousness. But Eid says, worship your Lord, but enjoy His blessings too. And that balance is rare nowadays. See, the world today is full of extremes. Either people chase pleasure, with no limits, or they try to live a life that's so strict. There's no room to breathe. But Islam steps in with this beautiful rhythm. Sacrifice then celebration. Restraint then reward. Discipline then delight. And that ain't random. That's human psychology. If you give someone celebration every day, eventually it stops feeling like celebration. But if you make that celebration meaningful, if it follows growth, then joy feels earned. And earned joy, that hits different. Then I learned about the takbir. The words Muslims say leading up to Eid, they repeat. Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Not like a chant of power, but a chant of gratitude. Like they're saying, we didn't do this alone. God helped us. God carried us. God strengthened us. So before the party, before the food, before the hugs, there's remembrance. There's perspective. There's humility. And I think that's important, because sometimes when life gets good, people forget where the blessing came from. But Islam builds a reminder into the celebration itself. Remember who gave you the ability to do good in the first place. Now, let's talk about something that really touched me: forgiveness. Eid is a day where Muslims don't just wear new clothes, they try to wear a new heart. Families fix arguments, friends reconnect, old wounds get closed. 'Cause what good is fasting or praying if your heart is still holding grudges? Eid teaches that peace isn't what you feel, it's what you give. And the food man, listen, Muslims know how to celebrate with food, but even that has meaning. They share meals. They invite neighbors. They feed the poor. They don't eat privately. They eat communally because the blessing of food grows when it's shared. And kids, oh, they love Eid. They run around excited, collecting gifts called Eid, and it's not about spoiling them. It's about teaching them that faith isn't just responsibility. It's joy. It's celebration. It's love. So when you connect all these pieces, the charity, the forgiveness, the gathering, the prayer, the gratitude, the joy, you start to see the bigger picture. Eid isn't just the end of Ramadan. Eid is a reminder of what life should look like. Discipline without coldness, joy without waste, faith without isolation, community without conditions. Eid says, be grateful, be kind, be together, and most importantly, remember who gave you everything. That's when I finally understood Eid ain't about the day. It's about what the day represents. Something else about Eid really surprised me. There are actually two of them. One comes after Ramadan and fasting, and the other comes after Hajj, the pilgrimage. And that second one, that's the one that got me thinking. Even deeper because it ties into a story older than every empire on earth. The story of Prophet Ibrahim or Abraham. Like most people know him. See, Muslims don't celebrate Eid because God needs sacrifice. They celebrate because a man thousands of years ago showed the world what real obedience, real love, and real trust in God looks like. That Eid al-Adha is about willingness. Willingness to give up what you love. Willingness to submit even when you don't understand. Willingness to trust God's plan over your own. And the message behind it is strong. If you can give up what's hardest to give, then your heart belongs to God, not the world. And here's what blew my mind. That sacrifice Muslims do. The meat from it doesn't just stay in one home. It gets shared. A third for the family, a third for relatives, and a third for those who need it. Again, the celebration means nothing unless the blessing is shared. And here's the deeper layer. The hidden meaning I never understood until Muslims explained it to me. Eid teaches that love for God ain't proven by words. It's proven by what you're willing to let go of. Some people hold on to money too tightly. Some hold on to their ego. Some hold on to habits. Some hold on to relationships God already asked them to walk away from. Eid puts a mirror in front of the soul and asks, what controls you, faith or attachment? And that's why this celebration feels so powerful. Because it's rooted in a lesson humanity still needs. Muslims don't celebrate the sacrifice itself. They celebrate the mercy that came after. They celebrate the fact that God didn't want suffering. He wanted obedience. He wanted hearts that knew trust is louder than fear. And when I connected that lesson to modern life, it made so much sense. We hold on to things that break us. We chase temporary pleasures that leave us empty. We worship goals, money, status, and approval, and still feel lost. But Eid says, peace comes when you let go of what you don't need and hold on to the one thing that never fails. That's a message humanity ain't just hearing, it's craving. So when I look at Eid with everything I've learned, it's not just a celebration. It's a reminder that the deepest happiness comes not from taking, but from giving, trusting, sacrificing, and remembering who you are and who created you. And man, there's something beautiful about that. After learning all this, I finally understood something. Eid isn't meant to be a holiday you forget once it's over. It's meant to change you, to reset you, to remind you what really matters in a world that moves too fast and confuses you every step of the way. Eid teaches patience because blessings come after effort. Eid teaches gratitude because everything you enjoy could have been taken away. Eid teaches generosity because no one deserves to celebrate alone. Eid teaches unity because faith isn't a solo journey. Eid teaches humility because every good action is helped by God. Eid teaches perspective because life is temporary but kindness lasts. It's like Eid takes the heart, dusts it off, shines it up, and hands it back saying, now live better. And I think the world needs that message today. Because we got more comfort than any generation before us, yet we got more anxiety, more loneliness, more confusion, more emptiness. And here comes Islam saying, celebrate with purpose, connect with family, care for the poor, clean your soul, remember God, live with meaning, love with humility, give without expecting anything back. If that ain't beautiful, I don't know what is. And maybe, just maybe, the reason Eid feels so powerful to Muslims is because it doesn't just mark time. It marks transformation. It says, you struggled and God saw it. You tried and God appreciated it. You fell, but you got up again. And now here's your moment to breathe, smile, and celebrate. That's not a holiday. That's hope dressed as a day. So yeah, the food, the clothes, the laughter, the gatherings, that's all part of it. But the real meaning of Eid, the hidden meaning. It's a reminder that every hardship has an end. Every sacrifice is noticed. Every act of worship changes you. And every believer, no matter where they are, has a place in God's mercy. And I think that's why Muslims hold Eid close to their hearts, because it's not just a date on a calendar. It's a moment where heaven feels close, where hearts soften, where faith becomes visible, and where the soul finally says, I am at peace. And man, that's the kind of celebration humanity could use a whole lot more.